see the power of LinkedIn as well. Now, in running LinkedIn and the power of LinkedIn as such, it's not just only the advantage that we have in marketing CX and using LinkedIn to grow our business, we see it in our client base as well. Now, we do run a couple of services, coaching, done-for-you setups and so on. But on average, looking at our current client base, we average about 5 to 7 highly qualified leads per day per client. That is the power of LinkedIn. And that is what I want to stress to you guys today, that you really need to focus on consistency and on using LinkedIn the correct way. It is not a social media platform, guys. It is a professional platform that's built like a social media platform. But if you're going to use it to have some nice conversations and not to focus on your business, you're not going to get the results that you should be getting on LinkedIn. Now, last week, I spoke about LinkedIn as a networking tool, and I gave you guys some ideas on what not to do when you network on LinkedIn, but I've also given you some ideas around social selling and everything in LinkedIn and how it works. And I specifically wanted to do that. You know, I come from a technical background, and when you're a techie, one of the first things that you learn is to work backwards. In other words, if I want to have a specific result, I look at the result first and then I work backwards and I see what do I need to do in order to get that result. And I wanted to come with the same philosophy into these 2 webinars, and that is why I've also asked Tracy if I can swap the first one and the last one, because I first wanted to show you everything that you can do on LinkedIn and what you shouldn't be doing. But today I really want to focus on showing you where it all starts. What is the most important thing that you need to do in LinkedIn and how to go about it. So now the surprise for you guys that are here today is I'm not going to bore you with a presentation today. I'm going to show you a demonstration on LinkedIn so that you can see the power of LinkedIn and how much you can do in LinkedIn. And if you start the right way, it is just going to open a huge amount of doors for you and your business in a personal brand capacity as well as in your business branding. So I'm going to share my screen with you and just let me know if you can all see my screen. So in LinkedIn, sorry?
It's perfect, thank you.
Okay, great stuff. So in LinkedIn, I'm going to demonstrate to you the most important aspect of LinkedIn because everything revolves around this. Everything that you do and don't do on LinkedIn starts and ends here. And that is your LinkedIn profile. I want to leave a thought with you today that your LinkedIn profile is more powerful than your website. And that is an absolute fact. I hardly ever send people to my website. I will send them to my LinkedIn profile because everything is here that they need to know about me and my business. And everything I do on LinkedIn is for purposes of sending people to my profile. Now, there's a couple of things in your profile that I want to take you through, and I want to leave some thoughts with you today. And go and apply this, guys. Let's just be interactive. Go and apply this. And as always, if you have questions, you can go to my LinkedIn group, Step Into Social Selling Domination, and ask us questions. And we will be very glad to assist and help you, because if you get your profile right, it's where the magic is of LinkedIn. I know we speak a lot about engagement and content and getting likes and shares and people that spam you with messages and so on. But here is the power of LinkedIn. Now, there's a couple of things in LinkedIn that I want to highlight, and I'm going to start right at the top. The first thing is your LinkedIn profile URL. Get into the habit, once you've set up your profile the correct way, to use that everywhere. In your email signature, drive traffic to your LinkedIn profile as much as possible. Because if this is set up the correct way, people is going to learn more about you. And you know, I've heard it so often that you sit on the beach and everything just happens, but your LinkedIn profile works for you even if you're not here. So get the word out by getting people to your profile as often as possible. Now, before you do that, just make sure that you've set up your profile the correct way. Now, the first thing you need to do is you need to add a banner that will attract. What few people know and understand is when somebody visits your profile, you literally have 3 seconds to grab their attention before they either leave or try to sell you something. So your banner is playing a huge role. Make sure that the image that you're using is part of your branding exercise. The image we're using is a human bridge, because we are building a bridge between your marketing strategy and LinkedIn. That is our slogan. I can do many sales presentations just from my profile, because I can explain our whole marketing strategy, all of our offers, solutions, products, and services just on my profile. So I don't even need to do a sales presentation. I can do it all from my profile. So the image needs to stand out and grab attention. I have seen often when I show my profile to people that they say, oh, wow, that's a great picture. I want something like that. I get that a lot from my clients. So make sure that your image is not an image of your product or the beach or your family or your cat. It must speak something about your brand. It must leave a message. What is more important is you need to have a very clear-cut tagline. Now, what most people on profile want to do is they want to say, I am a LinkedIn specialist. Who cares? People don't want to know that. That's not what is going to create enough curiosity for them. Or they want to go and say that they've got the latest software tools or what their business coaching methodology is all about. What this tagline should do is it needs to speak to the person that lands on here. It serves a couple of purposes. The most important part of your tagline is it needs to speak their language. It needs to say what they want to hear, because it's a qualifier. If you don't want to get clients that asks to buy from you, I don't want to engage with you, because then I'm just going to waste my time. But if you need to be a business where clients will approach you rather than you chasing them all the time, then I want you to be here. But if you are desperately looking for clients and you are frustrated with the process of cold calling and reaching out all the time, then this will attract you and you will stop in your tracks and say, how does this work? Why should I believe her? And that is why apart from your tagline, you need to create a credibility statement that says, I know what I'm doing. One of the biggest things that I find in the business world and in dealing with people when I start doing marketing with and for them is people need to start getting more confidence in their solutions. Sometimes we want to be very passive in offering what we have. That is why we get so many people that says, learn more, get more information here. What is the purpose of that? I want to be very direct and say that thousands of people has used my services and it works. It just works. So your credibility statement must be very active and very positive in the belief that you have in your own offer. Those are the two main aspects that you need in your banner. You need to have a tagline that shows them what's in it for them. It's not about you. It's about them. If you go through your profile and it's all about I this, I that, I this, you are leaving money on the table because people are buying for their reasons, not yours. And you need to speak to them to show them that the reason that they have to buy is exactly what you have. So it is not a matter that I do training, I do coaching, I do this, I do that. They want to see the result they're looking for. And then you work backwards and you show them how you do that. The second thing that's important is your profile picture. We started using our colors to do a branding exercise, and we can do that because our LinkedIn accounts are extremely busy. So I have been on LinkedIn since 2004. I've got my tribe on LinkedIn. But if you do not have a following yet, and you don't find that every time you reach out, people just start reaching out to you and respond to you, use a white banner so that your face stands a white background so that your face is more prominent. But the important thing of your profile picture is you need to look straight into the camera with a smile on your dial. You need to come across as friendly. It should only be a headshot. Don't try and get your entire body in, and don't try and add your kids, your cats, and so on. If that is important to you and you think your audience will enjoy that, you're on the wrong platform. Go back to Facebook, is what I normally tell my guys to do. But here, what you want to do is you want to come across as a professional that is friendly, that is approachable. It's almost like saying to people, welcome to my profile. There is a method in LinkedIn where I can go and add from my mobile device a video. I have personally found that when I land on a profile and suddenly I start to speak, that it's a distraction. People can't read and listen at the same time. Unless you're a female, they can multitask. But people get distracted with it. So that is why I don't have that feature. I rather have something here that will speak to them and welcome them than to have movement in here, because it immediately takes their attention off where they've been. They've just got interested in that, and suddenly I start to talk. And they forget about that. So that is why, and a lot of people have asked me, why don't I have it? I've tested it. It doesn't work well. A lot of people try and jippo the system by using the name field to add their job titles or their field of expertise or their industry. So what they do is they would put it as their first name, Tilly Davies, and as their last name, LinkedIn specialist. It's against LinkedIn rules. And if LinkedIn sees you do that, they can restrict your account. But the less distraction you have and the more focus you have here on what is important, the better. Also, the fact that I'm a LinkedIn specialist is at this point in time not important yet. I am still building curiosity. I am still busy trying to get enough of their attention because my objective is that they would start scrolling down. If I put too much distraction and disruption at the top here, then I am not going to achieve my objective of getting them to want to know more about me. So the less is more in this case. So keep it simple and you will get a lot further with this. The whole objective here is just to create curiosity enough so that you can show them all of your good stuff, which is down below. The headline is important, and you'll see that I do have what I do in there, but it's not first, it's last. What you want to address in your headline is just three things. What is the problem that your ideal client have? In other words, when people come in and say finding clients is time consuming, it needs effort, needs money. If that speaks to you, you are my ideal client. Because you do have that problem. So you need to highlight the problem that your ideal client has so that it resonates with them. So that when they go in and they have a look at it, that they say, oh my word, she's talking to me. The second thing that you have to do is you have to give them what the solution is. The solution is simple. If finding clients is hard for you, well, then grow your LinkedIn audience. And the last thing is that you want is if they have this problem, they implement this solution, then the result is going to be they will generate clients on demand. So problem, solution, result. The how is not important at this point in time. We're busy building rapport. People buy from people. I want people that come onto my profile to know, like, and trust me. And if I'm going to sit here and say, buy my stuff, nobody's going to like me. They're not going to want to know me, and they're never going to trust me. So what I want to do is I want to reach out to them with empathy and say, I understand you. I understand your problem. I have not mentioned at this point in time any of the products or services I have on offer. It's not important. I'm building relationships here. Once I get them to go down, yes, then I can start showing them my good stuff. A feature that is very, very new in LinkedIn, it's been released in the last 4 weeks or so, is that you can put your website in. And in order to do that is you can scroll right down when you edit that area, you can put in the link and the link text. So if you've got a landing page, for instance, or you've got somewhere where you want to send them, maybe you want them to visit your website, you can now do it. And I do recommend that you do this because I have found a lot of people visiting my profile and that my appointment requests increased because of this. People don't even scroll down. because I give them enough information here that they can immediately say, I want to know more. I want to talk to you and see what you have. Because I'm addressing their problem and I'm showing them the solution and I'm showing them the result. And I do that in 3 seconds so that I can get them to scroll down. Now, I'm going to scroll down and I will get back to it. Your featured section is a lot of people go in and add their latest posts and updates. I recommend that this is where you need to start highlighting landing pages and pages in your website where they can go and see what you have on offer. Make sure that one of these is free so that it's not just buy my stuff, buy my stuff. So we do weekly webinar workshops that's for free. I get a lot of my registrations just from this section, and all of my services and all of my service offerings is detailed in my featured section. And whether they scroll over it or not, if I create enough curiosity, they're going to come back. And the reason why my profile is set up in this way is because I do have creator mode on. So when you set up creator mode to on, it means I'm a content creator. I want people to read my content first. And this is very necessary to do because your content is speaking to your audience, is speaking to your ideal clients. I always say that content is the universal language of the online world. So if I want to talk to you and I want to explain to you what I have and what I do and my opinion and show you my value, show you who I am, what do I believe in, what is my mission, I want you to read my content. And this is why if you have creator mode on, what will happen is LinkedIn moves the about section below the content so that people can now go and engage with your content. And that's exactly what I want, because I can now go and add my featured content, which could be a link outside, or it could be a post that I talk about my products or services. And then my activity is all about the content that I create. One thing that I want you guys to understand, when you create content, and I said it last week as well, don't chase vanity metrics. Don't go and see how many likes and shares and comments you get. Quality is better than quantity. I rather get 2 people that engage with my post, but they convert into clients, than while I have 200. And all they're doing is just liking the fact that I like Mother Teresa's sayings. So my content is very focused and so on. But if you are visiting my profile, you're now interested because I'm saying the things you want to hear, but they don't understand exactly what it is that I do. They're going to want to learn more about me, and I want them to read my content first. The about section is where most people want to go add their resume. And they want to go and explain who they are and what they do. I've been a business professional for 40 years. I've been in the technical arena. I've moved into setting up call centers in South Africa, and now I'm a marketer. They're not interested in that. So we have swapped the about section with the experience section on our profiles for a very simple reason. They have gone through and they are busy reading their story. I'm telling them what their problem is. I'm telling them what the solution is and what they can look like. I don't want to stop. I want to go further. I want to really show them that I understand who they are. And I want to tell them their story, not mine. So the about section is all about them. First of all, I explain to them that I know where they are right now. They want businesses to buy their products and services, and they want LinkedIn to be the vehicle they're going to use. I know that. I understand that's where they are. But the problem that they're having is they're wasting a lot of time and effort in trying to do that. Because nobody shows interest, it just goes to the wayside. I show them who I am. I believe that when you market your business on LinkedIn, that your prospects should convert into leads and your leads should convert into clients. That's why we're here. So I am now reiterating to them that I'm in their camp. I am with them. I understand. This is what you want to do. This is the problem that you have, but I believe you're correct. We should be able to fix that. And then I want to show them that I am credible and that I do have the experience to assist them. I'm starting to move towards getting them to understand I can help you. And in introducing myself, I just do two things. First of all, I show them empathy. I understand that you have a problem. I feel for you. I've been there myself. But I also explain to them that I'm credible. I have assisted companies from 2016 to do this. This is why I know where you are. I've seen this. I've got the solution. But just by doing that, every single human being likes structure, likes discipline, likes to know that things are happening in an orderly fashion. So I show them my plan. I have a plan. If I understand where you are and I have the solution, I have a plan. I have a structure, a disciplined structure I work towards. And here is my plan. And it's simple. Less is more. I don't have to give you a ebook to go and read all about my product. My product is, my plan is simple. We're going to evaluate your situation. We're going to analyze the road ahead. We're going to map it out and then implement. That's the plan, if that is your plan. So it's very simple. Analyze, facilitate, execute, and support. That's my plan. And I gave them a little bit of a teaser of how we work. And then unless they take action, I can't help them. So I give them a call to action. So schedule an appointment and let's discuss how I can help you. And then I show them in very simple, if they don't take action, they're going to keep on wasting time on LinkedIn. Whereas instead, they can start generating clients. And I'm reminding them of the results they can have. Now I've told them their story. Now they're really interested. Now I've got their attention. Because suddenly someone is telling them exactly what they want and why they don't have it. And this is what we call a disrupt on our profiles. So can go in here and really start speaking their language. Once we've done that, the rest of your profile is just adding more and more information so that when they visit my profile, whether I drive them from another social media platform, whether I drive them from my website, whether I do it via email marketing, up to this point, I know that this is working for me and telling my story. So I don't have to sit in a sales presentation and go through all of this. It's all on my profile. So most people will go in their experience and start highlighting all the companies they work for. And some people, and I've seen it, go back 30, 40 years. And they try and add 10, 15, 20 companies because they think it makes them look good. Don't have more than 5 companies listed here. But quite frankly, what you need to focus on is what is relevant right now. Because if I used to do call center laughter, but now I do LinkedIn marketing, the two is totally divorced. It's got nothing to do with each other. So why am I going to spend a lot of time on highlighting this? So in your experience, now that they understand that you understand their problem, I can go for it. And this is where I list my products. Now, one of the reasons why we swapped out the about section in experience, because if I click on the experience over here, it takes me to my company page, which is my business branding. So what we're doing is we are going in, and this is an introduction to my business. Because if I have my business page set up here, they now know what I do, what services I provide. So it is a preparation to introduce them to my business brand. Here I'm busy with my personal branding. Why? Because people buy from people. They need to know who I am. They're not going to buy from Marketing CX without the personality. I am the personality of Marketing CX. Every single one of my team members are the face of the company. So what we do in here is I do a very short introduction, 2 or 3 sentences max of my experience, 40 years experience, 17, 18 years on LinkedIn, and so on. Give them something very relevant and quick of what I'm doing. And then I do my business branding introduction. What I do, how I do it. So what do? I help you to attract and engage with more people so you can generate clients. How do I do it? Well, we've got a relationship marketing funnel that we've created on LinkedIn, and that's how we do it. Why does it work? Well, when you focus on adding value and you focus on optimizing your profile page and group, then everything just falls into place. Because people these are the questions people ask. What do you do? How do you do it? Why should I believe you? Why does it work? And then I give them my services. These are the services I provide. If you have it, where did you see me before? So if I've done webinars, if I've done events, if I wrote a book, or if I've done something that I know gave me more exposure out there, I can mention it. If you don't have it, leave it out. Don't start fibbing just to try and create something similar. But where have you seen me? Well, you might have seen me on Facebook. Maybe you're very prominent on Facebook. Maybe you're very prominent on TikTok or Instagram, and so on. Maybe you've done an advert that got a heck of a lot of traction for you. If you have something like that, you can add it in here. You want to add a testimonial into your about section and into your experience section. Sorry, got a bit tongue-tied there. Into your experience section, because right now it all seems too good to be true. You're talking my language. I understand what you're doing. So where's the credibility? Tell me more. Now, at this point in time, they've got enough information about what you can do for them. Not what do you do, what can you do for them? What they're now going to start doing is trying to find you credible. They want to see that you are believable. And this is now from here onwards in your profile, from here down to the bottom, which I'm going to show you. All they're now busy doing is validate you as credible, because suddenly they realize that you've got exactly what they're looking for. You've got the experience and so on. And then lastly, give them a way to get in contact with you. The whole objective of LinkedIn is to get people to build relationships with you so you can get them off LinkedIn. Why? It's not your platform. If you build a lot of connections and a lot of people and have great relationships on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn decide tomorrow that they're now tired of being LinkedIn and they close down, then all your hard work is gone. You want to earn the right to own the lead. So wherever you can, try and give them contact details so that they either email you or go to a place where they will give you your email address, or drive them to your Facebook group if that is what you want to do. But get in touch. Also, if at this point in time they decide that this is awesome, they want to get hold of you, don't make it difficult. You don't want them to scroll all the way back and go look at your contact info. You want them to sit and pick up the phone, go to to their email, send you an email address, and so on. You will be amazed about how many people contact me just from my profile, sending me emails asking for more information. And then you can add some media. I have a video here that is testimonials, a video of testimonials of what some people have been saying in dealing with me, because I understand that I've given them everything they need up to this point. They're now going to validate me. They want to see that I'm credible. I've got more than one LinkedIn page. So my second page, I follow the same pattern where we do most of our social selling, our videos and so on. So even though this is not a company, it's a LinkedIn page. So I use as much of the space as what I possibly can. And then I've just added call center hub and my call center consultants, because a lot of my clients is still in the customer experience industries, because I am marketing for customer experience, marketing CX. So I've just added those two companies so that people can just position me. I've done a lot of keynotes and events while I was in customer experience. So I'm pretty well known in the industry. So I just want to make sure that I remain there. But beyond that, I do not go. I do not go. When you get to your education, we're now busy with credibility. I'm actually a journalist. Very few people know that because I don't advertise it. It's many years ago. It's many years ago. I'm a COBOL programmer, a VTAM programmer. None of that is on my profile because it's not relevant to what I have on offer. I only want to focus on what is relevant, because at this point they are validating me. They want to find me credible. They like what they see. If they get to this point in my profile, they're busy looking at saying, this is interesting. I want to know more. Does Tilly know what she's doing? And can she prove it? Social proof. We've all heard the term. The next section is licenses and certifications. Anything that is relevant to my profile. It's no use to put in here that I have done GSM network training. Most people won't even know what GSM is, and so on. So none of that is relevant. So I'm not going to add it in here. Only that which is relevant that can strengthen my position as a LinkedIn marketer. What few people know is we use the volunteering section to list at least one of our free offers. So what I've done is we do webinar hosting. So all I did is I just make people aware that I do webinar hosting. It's a free service that I provide, but I added to the volunteer section because I volunteer to offer these kind of informations for free. Doing these kind of webinars, I host a webinar every Thursday. Have been doing that since August 2020. I think we've got over 90 webinars that's been recorded since August 2020. So I listed here because I know they're busy validating me. The next thing is, after volunteering, is skills. Now, skills and endorsements is a very controversial subject. Most people don't want to pay any attention to this whatsoever because they view it as recommendations. All that skills are is keywords. This is how you get found on LinkedIn. Now, the way that it works, and I explained it last week as well, the way that it works is if LinkedIn is looking for someone, if someone searches on LinkedIn for a LinkedIn marketer, LinkedIn system will go and see everybody that's got LinkedIn marketing listed as a skill. Then they go and they say, which one of the 10 we found has the most endorsements, or being recognized as an expert, as a specialist. And that is what goes on first. And that is how people will find you. So it is extremely important that you make sure that all of these skills are relevant to your services, your products, your offers, and everything else you have above in your profile. Recommendations is very important, but it needs to be relevant. People always look at mine and say, you only have so many. Yes, because if they're older than a year or so, and sometimes I will remove some of it if it's not relevant, I remove them. The reason being is this needs to be relevant. What people are looking for is, if I can help you with the LinkedIn, are there people that's saying that I am okay as a LinkedIn marketer? Are there people that worked with me that are prepared to give me a recommendation? Everything else, if people say that I've been great in setting up their call center, it's not relevant. It's not relevant. And the problem with that is, if you go out and you're suddenly so diverse that you can go from being a techie to a marketer, you don't come across as a specialist. So you need to keep this all together. I've only kept one of my old recommendations because I had a very good relationship with Ian Mann, and he's one of the top business consultants in South Africa. And the day that I saw that he gave me a recommendation on LinkedIn, you can imagine, I jumped hula hoops like you can't believe. I really thought I have arrived. He writes for Fin24 and do book reviews for many, many years. And he's quite well known in the business industry. So it was quite a feather in my cap to receive a recommendation from a person like that, but keep everything relevant. Courses that you've done. I've added my management development program here because in the way that we do marketing, we always position ourselves from a business point of view. In other words, I apply my business knowledge in order to design and execute marketing strategies for my clients. And that is why this program is relevant. Of course, I've done more. Of course, there's a lot more. You're not in business for 40 years and only have done one thing. I have done a heck of a lot, but it's not relevant. And it's not important to display it. Any one of your projects, what we do with the projects is we take any one of our high value services and we list it as a project so that it stands out. So when people click on show the project, it actually goes to my landing page. So I use every single corner of my profile that I can, because this is working for me in my absence. So while I might not be on my profile, I know that it's working. You can see how busy I am. Languages, any languages that you have, if you have more than one page on LinkedIn, more than one LinkedIn page, we add that as a service. So we, in this organization, we highlight some of the free stuff that we give away. So we have LinkedIn Insights, we've got weekly webinars, Generosity as a service newsletter, more guides and insights and trainings. So we use the organization side to give them more value by giving them all of the free stuff we're doing, because it creates more interest. Causes are important because it highlights who you are. People deal with people. So what is important to me? Animals had to be first, children second. Not true. But having raised kids to adulthood, I must admit I enjoy animals today more than what I do children. They're just easier to manage. Thank goodness you can send the grandkids back to their parents. And anything else that is important to you, things that you read, things that you focus on, and so on. So that is the center, the core, the nucleus of LinkedIn. And if you haven't completed all of these sections, you are leaving money on the table, because exactly as what I've taken you through your profile is how people will go through your profile. And the more information you provide on your profile, and the more you utilize the sections that I've highlighted to you today, the more you are going to find the benefits I have found in marketing up till now. Now, one of the things that stands out for me, and this is why we have termed our free stuff as Generosity as a service, is I'm very much a person that stands for poverty alleviation. Now, LinkedIn has started as a recruitment platform. When LinkedIn opened the doors, everybody was running to Facebook because this was viewed as a place to go and find a job. Over the years, it has made room for businesses to meet other business professionals and engage and build relationships. And this is why it has become such a powerful platform in using it. However, the recruitment side of LinkedIn is still very much a focus point. If you're looking for new employees, new team members, this is a great place to be. And if you are in a position where you are looking for a job, this is also a great place to be. One of the powers I want to end off with is we have seen the power of the LinkedIn profile in business. And I sat one day and I said, what if I can get a job applicant to set up their LinkedIn profile in such a way that it will attract recruiters to them? And in doing that, we started looking at, start to teach people how to use LinkedIn and LinkedIn profile for recruitment if they are looking for jobs. And we stepped onto the fact that people's resumes are just not viewed because it's blocked by a robot. We're all aware of the fact that recruiting teams use a system to filter through and validate the job applications they received. And when I spoke to Tracy, I said to her, we are launching a new product where we are going to teach people how to create an online job application that will be seen and heard by setting up their LinkedIn profiles the right way, but also to create resumes that will pass any application tracking systems that is out there. People are frustrated with not finding jobs and think that they are at fault. And in the meantime, they never get to a human being. And the power of LinkedIn is not just for business, it is for recruitment as well. And yeah, we were very excited about it. It is launch day tomorrow, so very excited about the new product. It's the first time in 7 years in marketing CX that we venture a little bit out of the business world. But I really do feel for people that want to get employment and are battling. It took 25 videos in a membership site and so on, and a heck of a lot of resume templates, how to write proper cover letters and the whole spiel of LinkedIn. But very excited about the other areas of LinkedIn. So this is how LinkedIn can help you to grow your business and generate clients on demand. So if you apply what I've covered with you last week and you go and set up the foundation being your LinkedIn profile the correct way, then you are going to find LinkedIn as powerful as what I do. Is there at this point in time any questions? I see Ellis asked personal or business profile. Ellis, I explained the personal profile. From your personal profile, you go to your LinkedIn page, which is also referred to as the business profile, which I didn't cover today. The most important part is your personal profile because people buy from people. Michelle, thank you very much. I'm glad that you found value in this, and go and set up all of your sections in your profile. The more, the better. How